by his providence, he brings a man in to our company who has an ingredient that's made from natural ingredients. And after 102 tries, it actually works. And then the Lord uses my wife to come up with some genius name and some providential moment in Aldi's to come up with a look. And then a providential moment where he's like, okay, where do you want to take this thing? And we said, well, this would be a great place to go. One night I was on my couch watching the 6 o'clock news. They did a quick piece on this tree called neem tree, and they were filming it down at the Botanical Gardens. And they held up this book, Neem, a tree for solving global problems. It took about 6 months to formulate a product with the neem ingredient, but man, when we launched it, it killed fleas. It actually removed skunk odor from dogs, which was amazing. It solved seborrhea, like skin problems, which we never designed it for that. It was like this miracle product.
And we took it to our first trade show. Someone had already done a talk on neem and how this neem plant was going to solve world issues as far as insects and that. And then all of a sudden, all these people came out of this seminar, and they came up to our booth and we said, hey, we have neem shampoo. And it just set us as a new trend into the industry. So I believe those are moments that God winks on you, but it's seeing the trend and going for the trend. Even if you lose, it's okay.
Before neem shampoo hit the market, which my brother Darren created, it was all toxic products that they used to kill fleas in these grooming salons. It was terrible. And all of a sudden now there's this natural product. It was amazing. I mean, it took off like crazy.
We were constantly trying to get into distributors and into national chains back then, and none of them would bring in our product. We always thought, man, if we could just get one of these to bring it in, that would be awesome.
In 1996, we landed our first national chain, which was Petco, and it just took our company to a new level.
When we landed Petco, I recall Derek and I went on the first sales call to them. They had like literally 100 different shampoos on their shelf. And so we made our presentation and she said, should we buy yours? And I said, because it's natural. She goes, how good is your cap? I have so many of my bottles of caps are breaking. So we had this cap that was built like a tank. We lifted it up, and we're so confident we dropped it on its head. It hit our concrete floor, it didn't break. She said, all right, I'll bring them in. So she brought in 6 of our items, 6 SKUs, right? It immediately became one of their best sellers. Not only were we excited about landing Petco, but we realized this is a doorway into what we're after, which is to get into these other chain stores.
And I think the first risk you take gives you the confidence to take the next risk to get where you want to be in life. You know, Darren and I came out with a thing called a spray brush one time. We thought we were going to set the world on fire with this.
And they presented it to us, and we thought, this is brilliant. You'll be able to put like a conditioning solution in it so you can spray the pet and then brush them, and it's all in one unit.
And we were ready to go. We thought this was going to be the next greatest thing. And we couldn't sell any of these. But this is what our focus was for the next 6 months, so we had to go all in and we had to keep trying.
We sold them to Petco and other companies. They committed to bring them in. This probably would have been 2001-ish, somewhere around there.
We got a call from Petco that the product showed up, but the pallet collapsed because bottles were leaking.
We had missed a critical step, and that is quality control. So they leaked, so we owed people money, and they didn't sell, so we had to take them back. And it was such an epic failure, we didn't even want to pay the shipping to get them back, so we just told all these customers, dump them put them in the dumpster, we'll refund your money.
But it's okay, because during those risk times is when you learn a lot of lessons. And we learned lessons within that time of that spray brush that allowed us in the next venture that we're going to.
But you know, from that fail, we learned a couple of things. Number one, do market research beforehand to make sure that the messaging that you think communicates actually communicates. And number two, spend some significant time on quality control.
Even through failures like this, God teaches us lessons to become better business leaders. I've been a part of our marketing team. We design a product in such a way that we can say this about the product and be confident that what we're saying is what we are selling to the end user.